what these latest employment figures mean. Let's bring in Earl Davis. He is the head of fixed income and money markets at BMO Global Asset Management, joining us tonight from Toronto. So unemployment has dipped to 5.7% for the first time since December 2022. Are you surprised by that number?
Yeah, I was surprised by the number, and the reason why I was surprised is the expectation was it for to rise to 5.9 because of the amount of immigration and working age immigrants coming into Canada. You know, they said there was 120,000 came in January. I would suspect the number is similar for December, and because of that, that means to have a dip in the employment number, you have to have an increase in the job openings and the opportunities out there. So that was surprising given the economy we're in, but it's a positive surprise.
Okay, so Canada's job numbers look good this January with...
What they're not going to tell you is that these were all public sector jobs. I mean, first of all, the unemployment rate has been steadily increasing for about a year, inching up from 5.2 to 5.8. Okay, it drops down to 5.7. That's not exactly something to get excited about. Public sector employment is up 6.5% year on year as of March 31st, 2023. And despite the absolute absurd size of the government in Canada, the government still had to hire an additional 70,000 external employees because the internal ones don't actually do any work. To these part-time government contractors, whatever you want to call them, that's an extra 10% than the year before in terms of how many were hired. There's 40% more federal public servants than there were in 2014, 2015. And about 86% of the jobs which have been created since the pandemic, since early 2020 in Canada, have been public sector jobs. Meanwhile, we've got layoffs at Xerox, Unity, Twitch, Amazon, Google.
To full-time. So is it normal for part-time work to be such a significant driver of employment?
Well, I always like to start from the base. More jobs is a good thing. It could always be better. And in this case, full-time jobs are better than part-time, but it's good. Is it normal? What I think it's reflective of, I think it's reflective of uncertainty around the economy. So if you're a business owner and you're looking to hire people, and you're having GDP like we had last year, you know, hovering around zero in real terms in regards to growth, you're going to say, you know what? I'm going to hire someone part-time for now. Business is good. People are coming in, they're shopping, they're doing things, but I don't have the confidence to hire them full-time. I'll hire them part-time. The good thing about that is that if the economy continues to improve, as we're seeing, it's resilient, you know what? Those part-time jobs become full-time. So, I'd summarize by saying it could always be better, full-time.
The simple reality is we've got too much government spending. Taxes are too high. We've got a stagnant economy. Bankruptcies are up 76% year on year. They're at a 12-year high. Inflation's still too high, and so long as we've got deficits financed by the banking system, that's not going away. I mean, the reality is, if we want to get back to a growing economy, we need to see a sea change in policy. We need to see some dramatic switch in terms of overall government spending, tax rates, not to mention the regulatory process when it comes to getting heavy industry started. But at the end of the day, I mean, what we need is limited government in Ottawa.